Hello, section 10.3 is on the volume and surface area of pyramids. So our goal is to calculate the volume and the surface area of a pyramid and then solve problems using that information. For a pyramid, it's going to have a base that can be any shape. It can be a square, it can be a pentagon, a hexagon. As long as it's not round, it's going to be a pyramid. So I guess it can't be a circle. A regular pyramid means that all of the sides are the same length on the base. And the two pieces that you need to know is that there's the height of the pyramid, which is the distance from the vertex straight down to the base, and that's forming a right angle. And then there's the slant height. So these two are two different things. The slant height is the distance from the vertex down one of the sides to the middle of one of the sides of the pyramid. So if you look at this one, the slant height is going along the side, and then it cuts that side length in half, and it forms a right angle. So it's important that you know the difference between the height and the slant height. So for the surface area formula, and again, you will be given this on the test, you need to know how to use it and what all of the letters mean. So the surface area is B, which is, again, the area of the base, plus 1/2 the perimeter, which is the perimeter of the base, and then the italicized lowercase l, that means the slant height, and you want to make sure that you're using the slant height and not the actual height of the pyramid. Okay, so using that information, let's go ahead and do example 1. Let me just change the size. There we go. So we want to find the surface area of the regular hexagonal pyramid. So we know that it's a hexagonal base. And to find the surface area, we need to know the area of the base plus 1/2 the perimeter of the base times the slant height. So let's start with the area of the base. It is a regular hexagon, so we're going to use the formula for a regular polygon, which is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So since we need to know what the perimeter is for this, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to find that first. So the perimeter is going to be equal to the length of the side, which in this case is 10, times the number of sides, 6. So our perimeter in this one is going to be 60. Okay, and then if we look at our diagram, they give us the length of the apothem is 5 square roots of 3. So we're going to go ahead and plug all of this into our area of the base formula. It's going to be 1/2 times 5 square roots of 3 multiplied by 60, which is the perimeter. Because this is not going to be my final answer for the surface area, I'm going to leave it in terms of the square root of 3. So in order to do that, we're just going to take all of the numbers that are not in the square root and multiply those together. So we're going to take 1/2 times 5 times 60. And that's going to give us 150. So we're going to have 150 square roots of 3, and that is the area of our base. So we can plug that into our surface area formula. Then we have plus 1/2. The perimeter, we already found that was 60. And now we need the slant height. And in this one, they gave us the slant height. It is going to be 14. Okay. It is okay to round your final answer. So now that we have the formula all filled in, we're just going to type this whole thing into our calculator. And you want to be careful to make sure that after the square root of 3, the plus sign is not under the square root. So a lot of times people will write it like this. So if you look on the right side on the calculator where that plus is under the square root, you don't want that. So you want to make sure you put it after the square root. And then we'll take 0.5 times 60 times 14. So when we type that all in, we're going to have about 679.8. And this is unit for area again, so we're going to do feet squared. And that will be our final answer. So if you need to pause to copy anything down, you can go ahead and do that right now. All right. So then the next thing is going to be the volume of the pyramid. And just like before, the volume formula is a little bit easier. So for this, volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. So if we write that down, we need to figure out what the area of the base is again. This one, if we look, the base is a triangle. So the area formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So in this triangle, it is a right triangle. So the base is going to be 4 of the triangle, and then the height is going to be 6. So we're going to take 1/2 times 4 times 6. And when we multiply that all together, it's going to come out to equal 12. For this one, when it's talking about the height, it's talking about the distance from the vertex straight down. So in the surface area formula, this one used the slant height. And the slant height is the distance from the vertex to the middle of a side. So you do need to know the difference between slant height and height of a pyramid. Yeah. So then if we go back, this one, they give us the height right in the picture. It is 9 meters. So we can just plug that right into our formula. And then that's the volume formula. Again, it's usually easier than before. So when you do the volume, you want to make sure when you multiply by 1/3, it's the same as dividing by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 9. And that's going to give us 36. Alright, so that's going to be the volume formula. So then on your homework, you're going to go ahead and do those problems. Sometimes you are going to have to use Pythagorean theorem to find the missing height if you need it, or the slant height. And when you're drawing the pyramids, it's going to be easier to draw the base and then connect it all to the vertex at the top. So this one, for example, 3 has a square base. So if you start with the square with the hidden sides and then put a point somewhere above it, and then you would connect those all to that vertex. And that's how you can draw a pyramid. Okay. If you have any questions, just let me know, and then make sure you check your answers with the answer key.